Good morning, this is Dr. Turner with Fundamental Math. Today we're going to be talking about 3.3, which is looking at multiplying and dividing decimal values. Of course, because we're doing this online, you guys have access to a calculator. You could verify your work, you could do it that way. However, on a standardized test, typically you're not going to have a calculator function available to you if it's basic arithmetic. So you want to be able to do this by hand. And that's what we'll be talking about today. We'll go ahead and jump right into it with multiplying decimals. Now, in the previous section 3.2, we said that it's very important that you're lining up the decimal places correctly so that you can add and subtract as appropriate. You don't need to do that with multiplication or division. Let's say I have 6.5 times 3.2. Start out with something simple. Okay. Here it happened to line up, but it doesn't have to. What you're going to do when you're multiplying decimals, you're going to multiply it as normal, and then however many decimal places you have, that's how many decimal places your answer should have. So for instance, here I have 1, 2. So when I write my final answer, I'm going to move the decimal over twice. So multiply it as normal, as though these were just 65 and 32. And then at the end, you'll put your decimal place in. So go through 2 times 5, 2 times 6 plus 1, add your 0, 3 times 5, 3 times 6 plus 1, add straight down, so you get 2080, and then you have 2 decimal places, so your answer should have 2 decimal places. So your answer here would be 20.8, and that's all you do. Again, it doesn't need to be lined up exactly. So if I have 6.5, well, I guess I just did 6.5. Let's pick a different number. Let's do 15.6. Multiply that by 3.94, for instance. So again, I don't need to line it up like we did with addition or subtraction. Just multiply these as normal and then move the decimal at the end. I have a total of 3 decimals here, 1, 2, 3. So my answer, I'll need to move that decimal over 3 times once I'm done. So 4 times 6, 4 times 5, 4 times 1, 9 times 6, 9 times 5, 9 times 1, and then 3 times 6, 3 times 5, 3 times 1. Okay. Add straight down. So I get 4, 6, 4, carry the 1, 1, carry the 1, 6. So I have 6, 14.64. And then I'm going to move that decimal over 3 times. So 1, 2, 3 gives me an answer of 61.464. You're going to leave the decimal as is unless the directions specify otherwise. Sometimes it'll, in a standardized test, will tell you to round to the nearest tenths place. We talked about rounding in 3.1. If it doesn't specify for you to round, then just leave however many decimal places it gives you. Okay? So that's multiplication. Again, you can check with a calculator if you need to. The other half of this assignment is being able to divide. So it's going to be kind of a similar process. Let's say I have 18.5. And I'm going to divide that by 5. Start out with something simple. Okay. So 5 going into 18.5. I'm going to do the long division here. Remember, your first number is going to go inside the divisor. The other number is going to go outside. Typically, you're not going to see that division symbol anymore at this point. More commonly, you'll see it written as a fraction. But remember that a fraction is just another way of writing division. So going in, if I have a smaller number on the outside, I'll go 5 into the whole number of 18. That's 3 times. 5 times 3 gives me 15. Subtract straight down. Add my decimal up top. Bring that 5 down. 5 into 35. That's 7 times. 5 times 7 is 35, which gives me a remainder of 0. On all of these problems, you're not going to have a remainder, which is what we want. There are other problems here that will involve currency if I'm dividing a decimal, which is most common. So let's say I have $21.60, and I'm dividing that by 3. So if I'm dealing with currency, I want to just make sure that I am writing in the dollar sign at the end and making sure that it's rounded to the nearest hundreds place, because that would be the nearest cent. So again, 3 going into $21.60. 3 goes into 21 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21, which gives me 0. Fill in your decimal and bring that 6 down. 3 goes into 6 twice. 3 times 2 is 6, which gives me 0. Bring down the 0 again. That leaves you with $7.20. Again, if you need to, you can double check your work with a calculator, but you should be able to do these operations by hand. That's it for 3.3. If you have any questions, reach out to me during office hours. Otherwise, have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.